here. Alright. It appears that we are live, which is great. Love being live. What's up, guys? Super Milesio here. Here for some more Tears of the Kingdom. I know it's been a minute, and it'll probably be another minute after this before I do this again. But I just wanted to come back, break the silence a little bit, and also been watching through my older streams and was like, man, I need to crack out this game again. It's been a while. This is the first time I've even opened this game in a couple months. I've been super busy with school. Getting in the holiday spirit, as you can see. We're approaching Halloween in just a couple short weeks. And as you can see, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is downloaded. It's not released yet. There's a couple days left. But I'm primed and ready for that. But I've been playing Minish Cap now, and so I'm in a Zelda type of mood. So, anyways, enough babble. You guys get it. Let's get into this. So the theme for the stream, as it were, is my favorite places in this game. This is something I've been meaning to do for a minute, and I think I mentioned it, that I was going to do it recently. But there's a lot of great places in this game. Of course, all the places from Breath of the Wild are here as well, for the most part. But this game has a whole host of new places to explore. So I'm going to go through some of my favorites with you, and then after that we'll see how we feel, if we want to do something else. My last stream I think was killing all the stone taluses, even though I didn't kill them all on stream. Let me see if I actually killed them all. No, it looks like I still haven't done that, but I did get all the Gleeoks, which is pretty cool. What else has happened since then? I really don't know. I don't remember. But we're still, I just got to get my bearings a minute, because again, it's been a minute since I've played. Let's go ahead and start with something exciting. This is easily one of my favorite areas, so we're going to go here. Now, it's worth mentioning, I'll go to my travel medallion. That'll be fun. That's why I have it there, because it's my favorite place. I'm going to try and pick mostly areas that are specific to this game, because again, there's a lot of areas that are in Breath of the Wild as well that are still some of my favorite areas, but I'm going to try and pick areas that are specific to this game, so either in the sky, the depths, or like an area on the surface that's maybe changed since Breath of the Wild. But anyways, here we go. So, man, I mean, this is one of the highest places you can be in the sky. On top of that, the anti-gravity. So already two things going for it. I mean, oh man, look at that. It's ridiculous. And so, I mean, that alone is profound. Now, where's the ball? Is the sphere below us? Because that would be crazy. Or is it above us? Why can't I find it? It's a giant ball in the sky. Well, it's confusing. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it kind of blends in. But just look at that. I mean, first of all, this travel medallion, I made a point to put it up here so I could easily get to around this area, once I made it to the top. But I think you get a better view from down here. So let's go. I mean, look at that. That, from a distance, just looks incredible. And you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to get over there. And so it takes some maneuvering. And then once you're here, it's still awesome. I think it kind of has the greatest sort of impact when you're far away, but even when you're up close, it's like you just get such a good view of everything. And again, any area with anti-gravity is just so much fun. I love in games like that where you can just totally mess with the physics. And yeah, the inside of the sphere is cool too, but again, like what I really think is awesome is seeing the sphere like from a distance. And of course, any area where you can get a view of the desert, I'm all about that. With that pyramid and all of that, oh, it just looks so good. It still blows my mind, like how all of this is able to exist at once in a game. Like, and I know this isn't even technologically the most impressive thing that video games are able to do now. It's It's staggering. So let's go ahead and go like farther away so I can see what it looks like from a distance. I mean, it's just, I mean, you see what I mean there? Man, oh man. It's just, I'm just a sucker for like giant floating objects, which is why this game is, it's of course right up my alley, but I mean, look at that. And of course this is not the only floating island, or floating sphere rather. And see, like we've dived all that way and we're still really high up. Higher up than you can ever be in Breath of the Wild. I mean, without like some sort of cheat, like moon jump or whatever it is. And so yeah, I mean, there's other floating balls, and it's really kind of difficult to. I mean, you can see it from all the way. It's difficult to get a scope of just how big it is compared to the other ones. Just for reference, since we got all this time, what's another floating ball? So there's that one. I feel like there's one over here somewhere. Maybe not. No, there's one pretty close to the Sky Island. Again, it's been a minute since I've actually played this. Yeah, see, the rest of them are kind of so small that it's difficult to even find them on the map. That one's pretty big. Come on, I've probably passed it already. Yeah, there's one over here. Let's just take a quick look at that, just so you can get a sense of scale. Just like why that one's so cool to me. Again, that's where I put one of my travel medallions. I know you get 3 of them, so it's not as special. I don't even know if I've placed all 3. I think there might be one that I'm still like, I've just got. Isn't that right? Yep. Yeah, because again, like there's just so many shrines at this point, or light routes, or places to warp that, and you can go to the sky so quickly that it kind of eliminates a lot of the need for travel medallions. I'm still glad that you have 3, you know. It's pretty cool. I mean, alright, so where is it? It's gotta be below us then. It's not. Can't even find it. Sometimes things just kind of blend in. The heck? I don't have any more pins. Well, I can get rid of this one now. And put one where I'm at. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe this is just a bad place to look for it. I mean, I'm looking right at it. That's very strange to me. Maybe there's like clouds covering it or something. Am I right below it or above it? Oh, it's way up there. Alright, well that was kind of a wash. That was stupid. This is one oh, there's one here. Maybe that one's easier to get. But that was one gripe that I did have about the map, is that now that the coordinates are such a big thing, I wish you could like select an area on the map and it would tell you the elevation of that area, because just looking at the map it's hard to get a sense of how high of a place you're about to warp to. Here's a ball. There's a ball. Oh, and I can even see the other one in the distance. How about that? But yeah, see, this one's cool. Of course it is. It's a giant floating ball, which I just established I love. No, not that far. Come on. Boom. Yeah. See, this is the average size of the rest of them. Still pretty cool. But man, that other one. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. Definitely missing this game. Just wasn't so dang busy. And I never even finished everything I meant to do. I kind of was under the assumption that there would be DLC coming out and I would just revisit the game when the DLC came out, but now they just recently said there's not any plans for it. Now, I don't know if that really means, you know, what I think, or if they just kind of said that so people would stop like wondering about it. But there are 2 amiibos coming out in like December for this game, and it would just be weird if those amiibos came out way later and there was nothing else along with it. And it's also weird that there's like no master mode or anything like that at the very least. So I feel like there's gotta be something, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but anyways, let's go from the sky to the depths, and we're gonna check something out here. Now, I kind of want to warp farther away from this thing just so you can experience what I experienced when I first saw this. But maybe this is far enough away. I really what's so cool about this area is just how it creeps up on you and how the depths are so dark that it like scared the doo-doo out of me. Not really. Didn't actually scare me. But, you know. It was a little spooky. So, you know, just walking along. I don't even remember if I had the light route or not, so it might have even been darker than this. But I'm walking along from like back here. I think I did approach it from behind. So I'm down here. Do. I don't think I had the light route yet. So that all the more scary. And I come up and I'm like, oh my goodness. Look at that thing. And of course these guys are going to ruin my moment here. Maybe I approached it from the side or something like that. Either way, this is just one of the bargainer statues. And you come up on it, and it's like the Iron Giant. But it's rock. And you know, I had no idea what I had walked in on, you know, first time around. See if I can ascend up here. Can I get rid of some of the climbing? Nah. We'll climb it. Until I get to here. And again, this is one of those things that, like, when you get right up on it, kind of loses some of its gravity. But nonetheless, and yeah, like the head looks a little goofy up close as well. It's so foggy around here. Offer pose. I don't think I need anything here. Gators of the depths. Again, there's not much to do around here. But, I mean, again, you kind of just have to scale back and just imagine, like, slowly the darkness, you know, reveals this thing. And of course, its head is quite literally in the clouds, even though those aren't really clouds. I don't know what they are. But yeah, from down here, it's just like, look at that thing. Look at that thing. That's terrifying. Link, go away. You're ruining the moment. So's Tulin. I mean, it would also be freaking scary if you approached it from the bottom and you're like, what? Oh, what in tarnation? Obsidian Frox? Oh, I haven't killed this one. That is so weird that I just happened upon this thing. Oh, the controls come right back to you. That's reassuring. I guess since I haven't killed this one, I'll take care of it right quick. I have so many like powerful weapons I've been hoarding, it's just kind of ridiculous, but I'm gonna stick with the Master Sword on this one. I think this is the strongest variety of the frogs. Come here. They're kind of a, I guess, a stand-in for the Dodongo. Because, you know, the bomb eating and just their, like, big ol', like, lizard sort of nature. I mean, it's obviously a frog, but, you know. They kind of are Dodongo-esque. Come here, bud. Oh, thank you, Tulin. I couldn't have done it without you. That's broke. Like, look at all this stuff. I guess I'll use this. Boom. Obsidian frogs, you are now obsolete. Yo ho 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 ho. Yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho. But anyways, that's it for this area. Because, I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. Look at that giant thing up there. Maybe I'm just... Maybe I'm picking places that are actually lame, but I like them. Next up, what's another area on the sky that I picked? I think we gotta go to Dragonhead Island. And the main reason for it is honestly the music. I mean, the music of this area is really nice. It's just so, can't really describe. It's like such a somber thing, and of course, like the atmosphere of this area drastically changes after you resolve the thunderstorm around here. And there's a funny story about that. It's not really that funny. Well, it is to me. Where I came upon this area probably sooner than I was supposed to in the story. Well, definitely sooner. What it intends for you to do is, after you do all 4 regions, you go back, and then sort of the game reveals to you, oh, there's another sage that you have to find. It's Minoru, and then it leads you to the quest that actually sends you to this area. And you're supposed to get rid of the thunder around this area so you can actually see what you're doing before you find Minoru. I didn't know that. I just thought the thunder was supposed to be there, and that's why it was supposed to be so difficult to find your way around. So I spent like 30 minutes navigating this area just using, like, I think the beams or the lights from, like, the constructs to guide myself. I mean, listen to this music too. It's so good. And then I eventually found, when I found out that this was like the eye of the dragon, I was like, oh, that is so cool. You can't really see it right now. But for that reason alone, this area is like super cool to me. I didn't know the thunder would ever go away, so I was like, and it's like it's so serene and yet so somber. All of those words, you know? And I mean, you know how I feel about dragons, right? And so any place called Dragonhead Island, can't pass that up. I don't know where I'm going right now. I'm trying to find a place where I can see everything, see the eye. That's stupid. I don't know what's directly above. Oh, shoot. Well, there goes that. I think that is part of it. So if I go up here, that might be higher and I can see the head a little better. But, yeah, and so can you imagine my surprise when I was like, I happened upon this shrine in there that led me to the, like, construct head where Minoru talks to you and then leads you down, and you have to do that whole thing. When I happened upon that major story thing, and I was like, they hid like a major story element this well, and they just expected people to just stomach it and go through the storm without being able to see anything. And I was like, that's crazy. But no, turns out you're supposed to make it easier for yourself before you do that. I just didn't. But hey, that's the beauty of having this freedom, is you can be an idiot and nobody's gonna stop you. So I think I'm higher up now. And of course it's always raining in this area. See, like even with this thunder, you can see that redness of the beams of all the constructs around here. Not just the flux, but like the main guys. And so you can use that to like, I saw nothing except for that beam in the distance, so I'd fly over to it and just hope I landed on solid ground. And I sort of knew that like this, when the storm is there, the head right here is where like the eye of the storm is, and so I thought there's got to be something there, and so I put a pin there and just sort of guessed where I was going. But yeah, see, this is the head. This is the head of the dragon. You can barely make it out, and this is the eye. I just love that when like these floating rocks form a shape from a distance. I couldn't see the head, but I could barely see the eye when I was landing in it, and I was like, dude, that is so awesome. And then you go right down in right in there. You know how it works. Go through here. I think there's another door that you have to open that tests your strength. Yep. Leads you right down here. I mean, what an amazing game. Alright, that about does it for that area. Man, I just remembered I recently watched you know I'm an avid viewer of Scott Wozniak, all of his channels. And he recently posted a video going over his opinions on Tears of the Kingdom. Gotta say, made me lose just a tiny bit of respect for him. It's rather unfortunate. I could understand his points. I really could. I mean, I know I'm biased because I just love this game just emotionally because of the story. I really love the story. I mean, I've talked about this before on these streams, have just the emotional and just I just can't even put it into words how Zelda's transforming into a dragon and like how heartbreaking that is, and how just it's so, I can't even describe it right now. And so I will always love that. It's such a classic like mythological sort of trope, I guess. You know, a god or goddess like sacrificing or transforming between mortal and immortal, for some sacrifice, or some also it comes full circle from Skyward Sword when it's the reverse, when Hylia transforms into a mortal. Now it's the other way around, where Zelda's transforming into this immortal being but losing her sense of self. I could go on. Again, I've talked about that before. But Scott was saying like, oh, the story just feels like it's just pretending to be significant when it's not, and it's just the same as Breath of the Wild. I wholeheartedly disagree, but again, I can appreciate those points. And yes, I have my fair share of like gripes with this game, like Addison's stupid signs. That's not the only one, but you know. There's a lot you could say about it, how the depths are all like homogeneous and they're all like the same, which I don't know. I have my opinions about that, which I guess I can go into now, because here we are back in the depths. This is not a specific area, well, except for this. Just this entire area, lava in the depths. I love this atmosphere. It is so cool. And it's like, you know, you're missing the lava because they got rid of it all around Death Mountain. It all dried up. And so here it is. It's kind of the same now as it was in like, you know, Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time, where there's no lava physically until you actually go inside Death Mountain, and this is kind of the inside of Death Mountain. And then you get all the lava, like the crater and stuff in the Fire Temple. So that's very cool. And of course, we can't not talk about this statue here. I mean, you guys saw the thumbnail. But, I mean, how can you not include this area? This is, of course, I believe, a certain Goron. I forgot who it is. Could it be Yunobo, or is it another Goron that's more worthy of a statue being made out of them? Well, honestly, let's just say that's up in the air. I don't know who this is. Doesn't resemble any Goron that I know. Maybe it's not even a Goron. But why would there be a statue of some, you know, similarly... Oh, it's not even just one. How did I not know that? So there's a whole series of bare-butted, indeterminate statues. It would have been so easy to put pants on them. But then, how much worse of a state would we be in if we didn't get to see that? Anyways, I just love this. I love it's the only place in the game where you can see like a substantial amount of lava. Baby Frox is making your life stupid. Vertebrae galore. And of course the Fire Temple. You know I'm a sucker for fiery things. I'm really a simple guy, you know, when it really comes down to it. Fire, big balls in the sky. You know, what else do you really need in this world? Dragons, you know. And so, anyways, about the depths all being the same, what I'll say is that it kind of makes sense for it to all look pretty similar. I know that might not make it that much more exciting, but really, I mean, look, there are different areas for sure. I know getting all the light roots can kind of be a chore, but I actually liked that too, because then it wasn't just so easy to immediately get everything. You actually had to, like, explore every inch of the depths in order to get everything, whereas if you get a tower, you kind of unlock that whole region, and you're like, alright, I took care of that region. Makes you less inclined to explore, whereas the depths, I mean, you gotta go everywhere to get all those things. So, I really like that. And then also, like, just the attention detail in the depths is really cool. Like how underneath all of the hot springs, there's like a pool of lava or a lava waterfall in the depths. Like underneath every settlement, there's like a mine. It's just really cool. I really like that attention. Have I ever gone up this bridge like this? Yeah, I guess I have. Or maybe I went down, rather. But, man, it's just really cool. And when it's dark, before you've gotten the light roots, it kind of looks even cooler, I think, because the lava is the only source of light, obviously. And so that's pretty cool. Let's take out this camp. Why not? We haven't done enough combat in this. Just make sure I'm keeping my skills up. There you go. We got some blue bulls. Uh-huh. Oh, crap. I mean, time is flying. It's already October, and it was May when this came out. It's like, what, 6 months? Nope, 5 months? And, like, the semester's halfway over. That's why I'm doing this, because I'm on fall break. It's 2 whole days off school. Can you believe it? But I think they put the rest of the break on the week of Thanksgiving. So you get a week total during the semester, which is adequate, you know. But yeah, fall break 2 days. It's been like non-stop busy. I've barely had time to like do music and other stuff, you know. Just kind of constantly working on school because I cannot even take like a whole day off where I don't do anything because, you know, I will just fall behind. Probably should be getting ahead too. I have an essay that's due in 3 days that I haven't even started, but I should be able to knock it out pretty quickly. That's about it for this area. I forgot to mention I am being Tears of the Kingdom Link for Halloween. Because I ordered this outfit, just the basic, you know. So that's what it's gonna be. There's even some temporary tattoos, I think, and I think I have my own like black sleeve that I'm gonna try and use because I heard the one that came with it is not very good, and I'll have to find some sandals too. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully it's not too chilly, but we should be all right. I mean that outfit's just so cool. I wanted to be Ganon, but I'd have to paint myself like blue. He's not really blue. No, I wouldn't, but again, it was just easier to get a Link costume and maybe a little cooler. But Ganon looks so cool. Ganondorf looks so cool in this game too. Let's figure out something else to. I know I have an idea for the last place I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a little trickier, and you'll see why. But I'm gonna try and go there. It's not really a place necessarily, but it is one of my favorite areas to be or places to be. You'll see what I mean. But we're going to the Sky Island. Again, not a specific area on the Sky Island, but I mean I gotta include it because it's. Oh, I haven't. I still have one more energy cell that I haven't upgraded. How many? Do I have any crystallized charge? Hello, this is the crystal. 46. No, I don't have enough. Yeah. I don't even know how many zonanite, as my dad would say, I have. Where is it? Who cares? We're here for the plateau. Not the plateau, the Sky Island. That was another thing he talked about, Scott. Old Scott. He said the plateau was like, you know, or the Sky Island was not as like cool as the plateau. Again, like everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's just some people have stupid ass opinions. And here's the thing. How can you not say this? Look. Oh my god. I understand where he's coming from. He also said like it feels like it's trying to push you in a certain way, and it feels like there's less to just explore. It's just pushing you in a certain direction. Have I gotten this seed? No, I haven't. Interesting. But, I mean, oh my gosh. Like, of course, I know this game still has some newness to it. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry. Had a little hiccup there. I know this game still has some newness to it that hasn't quite worn off yet, and I know that the plateau, the first time I was exploring it, was unreal. It was incredible. But there's something about this. It is at least on par, if not a little bit better than the plateau. Just because of the atmosphere and how beautiful it is. You're still, and I know after the plateau might feel a little redundant, like this is kind of the same thing. But if you just take it as its own thing, you've still got all the environments that you need to worry about, to learn how to deal with. I don't even know if I've been up here either. I can put on the... I was wondering why I was diving so horribly. It's because I need to put this back on. I literally wear this almost exclusively unless I need something else. I don't know if there's anything up here. It's just more dynamic, you know, because of the elevation, the flying, not flying, you know what I'm saying. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's one of the highest islands, other than where we were first, the floating ball over there. It's one of the highest places. And the yellow trees are gorgeous. The Temple of Time looks super cool. The music, oh my god, the music. And it's just the ancient, you know, architecture. Like, it's so much more, like, you can see the Japanese inspired, like, I think it's called Shinto shrine, this type of thing. Look at that giant lake. And of course, you know, the constructs, which is, it's a very cool, like, sort of environment here. The only enemies are not even really enemies. They're just, you know, autonomous machinery that are just doing what they're programmed to do. which is defend the island. So you can't really blame them, you know? And it's just this strange sense of it's just a little eerie because again, like I think Rauru says it's just very interesting that these machines are still doing what they were programmed to do, even though there's really no purpose for them to be doing it anymore, you know? Like they're still cutting trees and mining and doing everything they're supposed to do. And they have been for, you know, thousands of years. And, you know, when there's really no reason to be doing it. So, yeah, again, like, of course, again, like the plateau has, I know it like the palm of my hand now, and so it's a little bit less, it's lost a little bit of that mystique. This place hasn't quite yet, but I will always remember like my first experiences on the plateau and how special it was. And likewise, I will always remember, I mean, I have it on stream too, my first experiences with this island and how much fun it was. And I think it's still incredibly designed in order to train you to sort of get your bearings on these new abilities. So for that reason alone, I have to include it on this list. I know it's kind of a big place, so including as one place, you know, but I think it is one place. It serves that way. All right, let's actually check somewhere out on the surface. I think I've about exhausted all my favorite places in the depths. I love exploring the depths, I really do, but those two that I showed are really the only places that really stick out to me. On the surface, again, it's tricky because if I'm trying to pick specific areas to this game, most of them are also in Breath of the Wild, so it feels a little redundant. But there is, you know, the Korok Forest. I feel like I just can't pass this one up, even though it is still in Breath of the Wild. It's still just a breathtaking area. And there's one place in there that I've never actually specifically gone to. But I saw Ennie Austin, otherwise known as previously the Eggbuster, or That One Show Fun, or whatever else he called himself. He does a little series now, Unimportant or Mysterious and Odd or something spaces in fill in the blank game. Probably butchered that. Unexpected and Odd, or places, just obscure places that nobody really thinks about, maybe nobody's even been to. But, you know, they're there. They're always there. Like Majora's Mask, that area, there's like a back corner in like the clock tower room that nobody's really probably gone to. But it's there. And so I didn't even know you could do this, but you can. If you go to the top of the Deku Tree, you can go all the way out onto one of these branches. I think, let's try out one of the higher ones. Although I don't know how high you could quite go. Maybe let's try this one. And again, like, this is just something I would never think to do. But it's really cool. And like, you can't go too far because then you even go into like the Lost Woods, you know, zone where you zone out. I think if I go a little further, I will. Yep. Ah, shoot. Dang it. I wonder what it'll put me. Oh, it puts me right here. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's back up a little. I don't want to be in here. But look at that. Yes, like right on the edge. Still in the forest. And all you can see is these cherry blossoms. I mean, guys, you know, I was going to do Satori Mountain because there's a cherry blossom there, but this is the biggest cherry blossom in the game. And you know how I feel about cherry blossoms. I mean, look at this crap. I spent 7 hours so that I would never be away from a cherry blossom. It's always here. How about that? And so I gotta include a cherry blossom, and that is the biggest one in the game. And there you have it. I just love that. And you kind of get up close and you see like how sort of inorganic the leaf design looks. From a distance looks great, but then you get up close and you're like, yeah, there's flat, you know, it's almost like a pop-up book how they did it. I mean, it works as well as anything. But yeah. And I also think it's really cool how this is specific to this game. If I can find his maw, not like maw, like M-A, but M-A-W. I don't think the Deku Tree has a maw, as in M-A. Because trees don't really have maws and paws. Maybe they do, maybe some of them. But I don't know if this Deku Tree, how long it's been around, but I'm sure it came from another Deku Tree. And that might have been its maw. So if we come around here and try and go into the, come on, to the Deku Tree chasm. Well, hello there. And now you can go into the stomach of the Deku Tree. I mean, look at that. That is so cool. And this is, of course, how you get into the Korok Forest. You have to do this first. And I wish I could show off that, what it looks like beforehand. How you try to go into the Korok Forest, and it's horrifying. Because the Deku Tree's a little sick, because he had some hands up in his tummy, down in his tummy. And what happened was I actually dove really quickly into the, like right onto the Deku Tree. And so it showed me the loading zone. It like Korok Forest popped up on the screen, and so it showed me this on the map. Like I could see that I had been there, but it zoned me out so quickly I couldn't see. But I could see that everything was dark and gross. It was so creepy. So I wish I could show you. Like, I mean, you can find it. But that is really cool. And so you had to go down here, through the depths, kill the stomach hands, and I think you could... Look at that. That is so scary, but so cool, where you can see all the way up. Can you imagine if you were, like, this deep somewhere? Can't really look directly up. But, like, no, no, no. You do not want to be down there. So that's that. That's pretty cool. I've got somewhere else on the sky. And that'll be the last place before I try to go to the actual last place, which I will probably then reveal to you where it is I'm trying to go. But here, let's go here first. The legendary Stormwind Arc. So this is the Wind Temple. And it's not just the Wind Temple, but it's the storm cloud around it, which might not be there anymore, I don't think. But just the floating ships around it. It was such... Oh my god, it was so cool. I've also... Here's another thing that I've always been fascinated with is, like, the Eye of the Storm. And, like, that's literally what this is. Look at these floating ships. And so there's this giant storm cloud, cyclone, and then you go all the way up to the top of it, which that might actually be the actual highest place you can possibly go in this game. I don't know for sure. And so, you know, you do that. Let's see if we can't go all the way up to the top via one of these ships. Or I guess we'd have to bounce on all of them. Oh, it's code. Yeah, so we can start here. And so to like go all the way up and then to look right down in the center and see this ginormous ship was just unreal. What's the next one? I don't know. I mean, what a cool, like, what a cool concept, you know? Was there not like a gust of air that you could use to get up high? I don't remember. don't know how I'm gonna get up top. Let's try this one here. I guess I could use a hot balloon. I feel like I'm not making any vertical progress. I mean, there's something up there. What is that? That's not. Maybe if I do go there, and then it'll help me get up to the top. Again, it's going to be hard to get the full effect without the storm cloud. You know how it is. But it is what it is. Mahomet Magnetic Shrine. It's one of my favorite licks on the piano in this game. It was horrible. Boom. Oh, I'm way down. I mean, but okay, you can kind of get the effect from down here. Should have prepared better for this. Just look at that. We're not going to go all the way up to the top, but you can get the effect here. It's a giant storm cloud, and you can make out the ship. When the lightning strikes, you just see, you're like, oh my god, I'm going to get to go up there. And you follow this circle of flying ships, and you make it up. You make it up to the top, you dive right in, and it's the coolest thing in the world. Alright, so that's that. Now, what is the last place I'm going to try to go? I'm glad you asked. It's going to take some doing, so we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this. But I will go ahead and tell you, I'm trying to find the light dragon. Don't know where it is. We will find it. Because that is truly probably my favorite place to be in this game, is with the light dragon. We've talked about that. Because it's just such a cool thing. And like, I could just stand there. I could just stand there forever and just look. I mean, I've got it. Also got that tattooed on me, wouldn't you know? I'll show you in a minute. So, I feel like that says it about as well as... Oh, what? Yeah, I forgot this was a forge, and I just fell into the lava. It's like, it's too good to be true, a place I can ascend. Okay, I don't want to do that again. There we go. Oh, wow. See where this takes me. I don't know, again, I don't know where the dragon is, so I'm just gonna go to several places and sort of scope it out, and hopefully I can find it. Her. It might not be ideal that it's nighttime, because I don't know if she really glows anymore. Because before, if she was glowing, you'd definitely see her in the night. So, I know she doesn't fly terribly high, so I shouldn't be too high if I want to see her. That's why I didn't go to like the ball or anything. So I'm just gonna look around. I know there's a path that she follows that you can sort of figure out where she's gonna be, but honestly don't know. I think I would be better off if it was daytime, so maybe I'll switch it to day if I can't find her pretty quick. But I do like how they don't move. Like when you warp, they're still going to be in the same spot, which definitely makes it a lot easier. It works a lot differently than in Breath of the Wild, where they have different spawn points that you can easily manipulate. Oh crap. Blood Moon. Mama. That's fun. Looks like I'm not seeing her now. I'll wait for this blood moon to go away and then... Oh, look, all the clouds are turning red too. The blood moon rises. It's such a cool detail that after you defeat Phantom Ganon, there's no more dialogue here. It took me forever to figure out why that is, because I normally just skip the cutscene anyways. But I did notice that early on, and I was like, what? That's weird. It's like, is that a glitch? But no, it's such a cool detail. Especially since when you first hear it, you're like, I know that's Zelda's voice, but it sounds so off. I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of Zelda's voice in this game. Nothing against the voice actor. It's just, I don't know. It's just not what I would imagine Zelda would sound like. But I think she did a really great job making that like just subtle difference between Phantom Zelda's voice and like actual Zelda in this game, because you know something's wrong. You know there's something eerie about it. But it's still her voice, you know? It's almost like nowadays with like AI voices and stuff like that. Where am I? I mean, I know where I am, but why is it... Alright, so that was a bust. We're gonna go somewhere different and see if she's around there. I think this is an okay place to ward, maybe. Oh, yeah, probably here. If I can't find her, I guess that'll be a bust. But we've got time, so I don't see why not. I wish there was a way to track... Well, no, I don't think the Sheikah sensor would really work. But maybe it's worth a try. Because it really only works if you're close. But I remember, like, obviously when the Master Sword is in her head, it gives you the tracker for it, so you can see that it's moving and you can find the Light Dragon easier. I think it's under monsters, which is just a shame. Why are you going to put the Light Dragon under monsters? But they did. I had it set to Bubble Frogs, but I think I got them all, so I don't need to do that anymore. Very useful to do that, though, if you're trying to get all the Bubble Frogs. Just make it your dang sensor. Okay. I mean, this is okay lighting. Not great, though. There's just so many dang clouds. I'm gonna make it day. Why not? We'll make it day. Watch it be raining and just horribly cloudy, but we're gonna do it. Morning. Probably should have done noon. You know what they say, noon is just, you know, noon is just morning plus a couple hours. Alright, this is pretty good lighting, I guess, to find a dragon. Again, I think she'll probably be a little bit lower. She tends to fly below the cloud level. Oh, we're right on the same level as the ship. Look at that. That's pretty slick. Again, it's so easy to just happen upon her when you're not expecting it, but then when you're actually looking, it's tricky, ain't it? Maybe it shouldn't be if you're going about it the right way, but it appears that I am not. And I chose the place, of course, that has a bunch of flecks in the air and clouds. You might just be better off going on the surface and looking. Maybe like each tower and look around. But I just felt like this could work. If I only knew like what path the dragon traveled. Okay, we're out of anti-gravity now, so no more particles blocking my view. There's that ship. It's so cool. Take a shot every time I say that. I don't condone doing that, by the way. That was just a joke, not an actual request. Yeah, I still think it might be too high. But it's tough to say. It is tough to say. She's always somewhere. She's always got to be somewhere. It's not like the other dragons, like she's always somewhere. She's never just not there. Nowhere. I feel like this is probably close to the level that she would be. Oh! Do we have a dragon? We've got a dragon, folks. We've got a light dragon. Now where to warp? This might be good, honestly. So I just had to turn around and look. But hey, alright, we found her. We found her. Again, it's just so tragic. It's so tragic. And yet so, like, beautiful. That's the ending of this game just really, it got me. It was so good. You can call it gratuitous, you can call it, you know, artificially important or inflated to be more important than it actually is, or whatever you want to say. I don't care. You can say what you want. You can think what you want. You can have your own opinion. Have I not made that clear? But I don't agree with it if your opinion is anything different than me. That's how life works. At least with this specific matter. Because it will always just be so gut-wrenching to me. This dragon in the sky. Even though I know that she comes back at the end. Alright? It's just the matter that she's been for 10,000 years. Okay, we gotta find where this pin is. Because I don't want to miss it or something. Oh, there she is. She's down there. I see her. I see her. We're gonna get her. Again, like, who knows if, like, she's been... I don't think she's been consciously aware this whole time, but still, for 10,000 years, she's been floating aimlessly in the sky. And I think I saw a comment on Reddit, alright, that kind of brought up something that I never even thought about, which, of course, after you know that she comes back, it's less tragic, but let's just pretend that she didn't come back, and there was no plot armor, or whatever you want to call it, that I can turn this off now. Oops. Stop it. And that she didn't actually come back, and she stayed a dragon forever. Her sacrifice was permanent. Then the real tragedy would not be the 10,000 years that she had been flying around before this game. It would be the rest of eternity after Link has gotten the Master Sword. So essentially, she's fulfilled her entire purpose for being this dragon, and that's it. She now just has to float for the rest of eternity with no real purpose. That is the real tragedy. And of course she comes back, so, you know, what are you going to do? Which I'm happy about, alright? I can say what I want about how the sacrifice, like, would have been more impactful if it was permanent, but I can't deny it. It's a good thing that Zelda came back, alright? But, man, but that's the tragedy of this game, and I cannot get over it. It's so good. That's why I have it tattooed on me. And people can say that the dragon looks silly. It looks like one of those dogs with a long snout, but I don't believe it. I think it's beautiful. She. And here we are. And Link, you need to stop being cold. because I'm annoyed that you're doing that. The eyes, man, the eyes. Like, that cutscene where she's transforming and her eyes change, that is like, honestly, almost brings you to tears. Because, like, the eyes are the window to the soul. When her eyes transform, you know, crap, she's not coming back. She is not herself anymore. And you can really just see how kind of aimless this creature is. There's some semblance of Zelda in there. Some semblance, or some remnant of what she once was. Clearly, because she had all the dragon tears and that was her memories. So there's something in there, but it's buried so deep that she instinctually knows what to do in the final battle too. But again, it kind of comes down to that. It's just instinctual, you know? And so I could just stay here. I could just stay here and watch. And again, I will never forget that feeling of the first time I hopped down here. I was blown away when the Master Sword thing was moving, and because I talked to the Deku Tree pretty early, and I had not, like, earlier than I was supposed to, and I got on here as earlier than I think I was meant to, and I saw that when I didn't know what it was. I was like, wait, the Master Sword is the dragon? What? And then it was in her head, obviously, and I was like, and I think at that point I pieced together that it was Zelda in that moment. And so all this stuff just crashing down on you at once. Because in the other games you couldn't stand on the dragons. Like, you would just fly off. So I was like, what? And of course the coloring is just insane. I mean, look at that. This is your best friend, Link. This is your best friend, your lover, or whatever it is. This is her. She's been this way for thousands of years. And as far as you know, she's not coming back. But she is. But you don't know that. How do you feel, Link? Okay, good answer. Yeah, oh. Well, now I feel like I gotta show you. I think you can see this. Check that out. That's it. It's faded even a little bit since I got it about a month ago. It was painful as all get out. But that's it. That is the dragon. And it will always be with me as long as I shall live. So, that's about all I've got for you folks. Just over an hour. I feel like that's a pretty good time. I should probably get back to some other stuff, like homework or Minish Cap, one of the two. And until next time, hope you have a good one. Hope you're going to be playing Super Mario Wonder come Friday. I sure will. After I finish my essay, of course. And that's about it. Peace out.